Hi.
Hello.
And now we go down. Whoops. There we go. All right, let me get the players their clock, and we will get this thing underway. All right, on the right we have Mr. Bob Levdansky, who is playing the Jund. On the left we have Mr. Paul Mills, who's playing Grishoalbrand. That's the Grishoalbrand Reanimator combo deck. Both players are at X and 1, live for top 8. Whoever wins this match will be in a very good position to make top 8 of this event, though there are still 2 more rounds of Swiss after this.
Yep.
It's a long day.
And Bob opening up with the most Jundy turn 1 play you can have.
Blackleaf Cliffs into Thoughtseize. Alright, so Paul reveals breaking and entering 2 ofs, Goryo's Vengeance, Simian Spirit Guide, Faithful Fluting, and 2 lands. I definitely like taking the Goryo's Vengeance here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's one of the real key finishing components of the deck. What does breaking and entering do?
Breaking and entering is like it's so the first half of it. Breaking is blue black. Target player mills 8, I believe. Let's bring it up.
Yeah.
But
also, it looks like we have gone not live on Facebook anymore. I don't know if that's a Facebook issue.
We will take care of that. I will bring up our Facebook feed as soon as possible. But right now, let's bring up
breaking and entering,
so that we are capable commentators. And
capable-ish
commentators. Copy. I wonder if that split card is going to break our overlay.
I feel like it is going to. Unless it just puts it sideways. Yeah. All right. Well, we can see half of it.
So yeah, it is a sorcery for a blue and a black where you mill 8. So basically, he's using the fair.
Oh, is it just a reanimator basically?
Yeah. So basically, like he mills himself.
Right.
So it's like draw 8 to find Grishoalbrand and then reanimate with Goryo's Vengeance. But he also plays Kari Zev's Expertise, so that he can cast both ends of it.
It's like birds in a jar.
Like birds in a jar.
Those expertise cards, man,
they're very strong. They really do.
They do stuff.
All right, let me update the life totals.
With fuse cards specifically, I think are what make those cards so good. And I think that's something that Wizards of the Coast playtesters probably didn't really
missed.
devote a lot of
attention
to.
They don't playtest Modern a lot. I know they do playtest it some amount. Dark Confidant reveals Lightning Bolt for Bob.
Bob by Bob.
Yeah, Bob by Bob. Every time, Bob Levdansky always plays Jund, and every time he does, he puts Dark Confidant on camera, and I say the most awkward thing. So I'm going to try to refer to Dark Confidant as Dark Confidant. No, as Dark Confidant. Baby Bob. Big Bob and Baby Bob. Oh, I think I just pulled a neck muscle. All right.
Oh, boy.
So let's see what Paul can pull together here. He's got Faithless Looting. Draw 2, discard 2. He's looking to find a Grishoalbrand to put into his graveyard, and then another Goryo's Vengeance to reanimate it.
Right. Or
what are some other ways?
He can. Oh, he's not running the.
Through the Breach?
Oh, he is running Through the Breach. It is on here. Okay, I'm looking at the deck list for Through the Breach. I'm not seeing here. Yeah, I mean, or you can get Emrakul in hand, try Through the Breach. That always wraps games up pretty quickly as well.
Indeed. Paul pitches breaking and entering an Is It Charm to his Faithless Looting. Now he is fetching his Scalding Tarn, going down to 12.
All right.
So it looks like we're getting a Blood Crypt here. This is one of the more degenerate. It actually has the ability to put a turn 1 Grishoalbrand into play. The reason why the Banhammer hasn't come down on it is consistency.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be the most consistent deck, though it seems to be doing well for Paul today.
Right, yeah, he's 3 and 1.
3 and 1.
Tie, right?
No, 3-1's 1 loss.
Oh, okay.
3.
I'm looking at it weird.
3 draw would be 3-0-1.
So how do we get a turn 1 Grishoalbrand out of this? Just a whole bunch of Simian Spirit Guides?
Yeah, Simian Spirit Guide. So you pitch a Spirit Guide to Faithless Looting and put that near graveyard, then a second Spirit Guide with your land for Goryo's Vengeance, and it's not happening very often. I'm just saying there's the potential there. We've got
Goryo's Vengeance only costs 2.
Ooh, so Lightning Bolt to Paul takes him down to 9, and then Dark Confidant reveals Hunt Matt Esther of the Fells, dropping Bob down to 13. Yes, Goryo's Vengeance is only 2 mana.
I did not know that. I suppose he could also Simian Spirit Guide into Kari Zev's and go the Breaking and Entering route on turn 1.
What is the conversion cost on Kari Zev's expertise? Is it 3?
I think it's 3. I think it's the cheap one.
Yeah, okay. So
I think it's 3 with a cost of 2.
Dang, girl. That's...
Let me look it up real quick.
Sure. So, and that's the one that's the threaten, plus it has the regular expertise.
Right, which, I mean, obviously the threaten is not like that.
I mean, it certainly comes up.
Deal. I mean, it could be...
It certainly could come up against this Kalitas.
It could, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some real jank value there.
Okay, so Bob plays Kalitas and then attacks with Dark Confidant for the turn, taking Paul from 9 down to 7.
It is only 3. So you could have a hand of a Mountain, Simian Spirit Guide, Kari Zev's Expertise, and Breaking and Entering, plus 3 of whatever you want.
Yep.
You could do it that way, too.
So here's Paul, Breaking and Entering, targeting himself. Mills over 2 Emrakuls.
That's not
so
good.
Emrakul triggers on the stack.
Yeah. Well, so he can
pitch a Spirit Guide. Goryo's Vengeance targeting Emrakul. Emrakul comes into play. Now the Emrakul triggers go off, and he shuffles.
There we go.
So that it's key that Goryo's Vengeance is an instant.
Yeah.
All right, and Bob's just going to pack it in. And Bob looked into be a very commanding position in that game, and Paul's just like, nah, man, Breaking and Entering.
That's what this kind of deck does. These decks that cheat in Emrakuls out of nowhere, they can get you anytime.
If Paul were to run in a gang, and it was a Magic the Gathering themed gang, his gang name would be either Emrakul or Grishoalbrand. He likes to play, in Legacy, he plays the Sneak and Show deck, which features both of them. So I'm going to go over the Jund sideboard real quick. We have 3 Fulminator Mage, 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Nihil Spellbomb, 2 Kitchen Finks, an Engineered Explosives, a Thrun the Last Troll, an Ancient Grudge, Anger of the Gods, Night of the Souls, Betrayal, and Damnation. We want more discard with the Collective Brutalities, and we definitely want the Nihil Spellbomb. But I would have to say, on the whole, Bob's a little light on Graveyard interaction.
Yeah, I was just saying that he doesn't really... Sounds like that's about what he's got.
There's no Surgicals or Graph Digger's Cages or anything. Yeah. All right, so for Paul...
over here, Paul's got 4 Ley Lines of Sanctity in his sideboard. I mean, he'd definitely bring those in and just shut down the discard. Not that he necessarily cares about discard all that much.
It's probably... Leyline's probably in his sideboard, 1 for burn, and 2 for decks like Jund that play a lot of hand disruption.
So he's got 4 Ley Lines, 1 Murderous Cut, 1 Fatal Push, which could come in handy if Bob gets a Jund down or something like that. Or a Jund.
A Jund. That's a Goyf.
A Goyf.
I mean, that should just be his name. Goyf, a.k.a. the Jund. This is my gang name.
This is a Jund. All right, he's got 3 Thought Seizes, 2 Anger of the Gods, 1 Collective Brutality, 2 Quicksilver Amulets, and a Vandal Blast.
Quicksilver Amulet's awesome.
Yeah, you might as well. It goes with the theme of the deck. It doesn't seem like his sideboard really interacts with Jund a whole lot.
So I think he may just bring in the Ley Lines and call it a day. I don't think you want to board it so Fatal Push does kill a lot of Bob's stuff.
Right.
I don't think he wants to push his deck in a fair direction. I think he just wants to try and combo. He wants to have protection against whatever hate that Bob's going to pull, which is most likely discard, which means Paul probably wants the Ley Lines, and then he just wants to combo as fast as possible.
Do you think he brings the Quicksilvers in?
I think the Quicksilvers are probably more likely to come in when he's expecting Graveyard Hate.
Graveyard Hate.
And combo.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, counter spells.
Yeah.
It could be good against the control deck when he's expecting counter spells.
It's such an interesting card. I
It
love
is a very
Quicksilver
interesting
Amulet.
card. Yeah, it's great.
I run one in my Braids commander deck
Mhm.
for super fun
I-
times.
I don't think you bring in Quicksilver Amulet in this matchup because Jund can just blow it up with like Maelstrom Pulse or Colligan's Command.
True. Yep. Exactly. All right. Yeah.
I don't know though. Well, we'll see what Paul does.
We'll see. I mean, I guess the Sanctities are really the only thing that make a lot of sense to sideboard in here. Maybe Thoughtseizes. Maybe he thinks he wants to bring in Thoughtseizes.
I would guess that
go after the
Thoughtseizes
hand.
are for other combo decks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things he could bring in against Jund. The question is, how good are they? for a
If he were
slot in
going
his
to
deck?
bring in Thoughtseizes, I bet it would be for Game 3, where he can take away Bob's Thoughtseizes,
right.
since he's on the play. Probably don't want him at all. Definitely don't want him for Game 2. If I had to imagine, he's probably just bringing in the ley lines, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping for I'd like to see a longer match, but I don't mind seeing super fast Emrakuls
Right.
because it's
Now
funny.
here's a card in Paul's main board. See, this mana base is very interesting to me because I don't see this in many modern decks. Forbidden Orchard.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He has 2 Forbidden Orchards in here.
There's got to be a reason for that.
Is it a budget reason?
No,
or is
no,
there
Paul,
is he?
Paul has a nice Magic collection. He wouldn't play something like that for a budget reason.
Okay, so there's got to be a reason for it. I mean, it doesn't look like he's really splashing. I guess maybe it's for the splash blue for the. Is that Charm?
No, because he's got like
He's
Steam
got
Vents and
breaking. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason, and we're just we're just blowing.
He
on
just
it.
really wants to give his opponent a 1/1 colorless spirit, just to be a nice guy, just to be a nice dude.
So he can Kari Zev's expertise and steal that spirit back and kill Bob with it. I don't know.
I mean, Paul starts with the
Ley line in play.
So he
Yep.
brought him in.
So Bob
No
says Catacombs
discard.
go. Did you see if he had a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition in his hand?
I didn't get a good peek at his hand here. So
Okay, so Bob's down to 19. Paul plays Polluted Delta Pass. Bob's going to fetch for a Blood Crypt tapped at the end of Paul's turn.
he probably has a Thoughtseize. It's Jund. He probably had a turn 1 Thoughtseize until the.
So
until
I
the
see
Ley line
Lightning
came out.
Bolt, which also isn't going to do anything.
Right.
I would have thought the Lightning Bolts come out, honestly. Unless he's just trying to close out the game faster. Here's Dark Confidant.
There is Dark Confidant, the new art, the weird-ish kind of art.
Skrillex, as they say.
Yeah, Skrillex with like spider legs
Paul
coming out of his
fetches.
back. He's got like weird stuff going on with that art. He's
I thought that was the throne.
Who knows?
That's interesting. Alright, so Steam Vents into play tapped. Both players are at 19.
Yep. And man, Leyline of Sanctity,
This-
so good.
It's a pretty strong card.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a cut above the other Leylines. The other one, maybe,
Leyline of the Void is
Void
really
is
strong.
good.
Yeah. Most of the other ones don't see any play.
no.
I've seen the one that says players can't gain life a little bit. Sometimes not normally, but I have seen it. out
Yeah,
of
I mean,
Vertex.
even Leyline of the Void is still pretty rare because there's so many good
Yeah.
graveyard hate options.
Okay,
Well, there's
so
that.
Here's
Orchard.
Forbidden Orchard.
There it is.
We'll see what happens. If Paul plays an Oath of Druids here, we're going to have to get a judge down there to correct that. Alright, so it's exiling Simian Spirit Guide. He has 3 mana. Is this Karizev's expertise? Steal your Bob? Alright, so there's the Spirit token.
It is.
Karizev's expertise.
Well, here comes breaking.
Target
and entering,
the
I'm sure.
Dark Confidant. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is... Do you know what
Bob is reading that going.
you know what the other half of Breaking and Entering does?
Well, we looked at it.
Yeah, but we only read Breaking because we're silly.
Well, the entering is the
Take a creature.
the unearth basically.
Yeah, the Unearth.
Yep.
Okay. So he gets to cast both halves because that's the way it works.
Because of rules.
Yeah, because rules. And so here's Emrakul. The Emrakul triggers won't go on the stack until Breaking and Entering is finished resolved.
Right.
So he gets an
man.
Emrakul, and then after that's done resolving, the Emrakul triggers will go on the stack, and then he gets to hit Bob for 17.
Bob's got to scoop it up here. It's turn 2, Emrakul and Bob coming at your face. You got nothing. Your whole board is gonna get
I mean, it's possible
annihilated away.
It's possible that Paul just has nothing after this, but nope.
There you go.
Bob's going to extend the hand. Paul Mills wins this one 2-0 with Grishoalbrand over the Jund. he advances to 4-1, very much alive for top 8. Bob's at 3-2. There's a potential for him to still make top 8, depending on how many draws there are, how many people drop. He's definitely not out of it. We do get to see how Bob sideboarded. He brought in the...
Yeah, it looks like he brought in the Niles.
And the Collective Brutalities, which makes sense.
Yeah.
The Fulminator Mage is interesting, though.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that's relevant in this matchup.
Maybe he just had a lot of cards to board out, and he needed to bring in something, and just trying to take...
Well, let's look at his main deck and see what we think.
Well, I mean, like, your creature removal is not very good.
Right.
So he probably was just bringing out, like, Abrupt Decays, Terminates, that kind of stuff. And Paul brought in the Ley Lines and a Murderous Cut. That might be it.
Murderous Cut, interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, he might just felt like he needed another...
Just in case?
In case he had that Jund hand where it's just goif and kill you. Alright, so there's not much time on the clock. These players have used about 20 minutes, so our main tournament probably has about 25 minutes left. We're going to go get another game, and we'll be back, guys. Thanks for watching.